Hi, this is Ann Johnson. I wanted to talk about this new career profile too that we're doing. I had a chance this week to look at lots and lots of different options, and I was really excited about some things that I found, but I just kept coming back to what I would really like to do, which is marriage and family therapy. And because my heart is near and dear to the military, as that has been our life for the last 21 years, I decided to go ahead and pursue that avenue, just really to better understand what it is that I would like to do and how that would be actually applicable in my life. So I just went back to what I did with the Career Field 1, and I contacted the mental health services at Marine Base Quantico, the Naval Clinic. And there is Marriage and Family Therapist is the name, and it is with the Department of Mental Health Services there at the Marine Base Quantico Naval Clinic. I've been to that base many times, and that's where we actually do our health care. And so I got to, really understand as I'm talking to Mr. Bradley about the actual workplace facility and knew exactly what he was talking about. So that was really kind of cool to have that personal connection to the workplace environment, I suppose. So it's not really a large hospital. It's not a full service hospital, so there's no inpatient services, but it is a full service clinic, and it does offer mental health services during the day, which is really a 7:30 to what we call 16:30, which is a 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. No real additional service hours are required, and so it really is a very basic 9 to 5 job, I guess. In their case, 7:30 to 4:30. So minimal travel is involved. The only travel involved would be within the network of different facilities. So within the capital area, he could go up to Bethesda at the base of there. He could go to Andrews Air Force Base, any of those facilities that would be in the need for his specialty, which is marriage and family therapy specifically. Even though those areas do have their own therapists, he could be on travel if necessary. He says the typical stressors really are, it's a very sedentary job. You're sitting and you're listening to someone talk about the issues that they're having day in and day out. It's emotional. It can be overwhelming because one's own personal experiences can feel weighted, but mostly it's just feeling compassionate towards others. Sometimes the weight of that can be really heavy. Other than he's a very active man, and so I can imagine that being a very active woman myself, that would be difficult to be in that setting, but to understand that I'm not going to be running around doing activities with individuals trying to do marriage and family therapy. So I can understand that would be a stressor. Not a very good job for someone who can't sit still. The typical benefits for this job were identical to my first career profile because it is a government services GS position 11. The benefits do not change. It's all pretty much the same. It is 3 weeks of paid vacation, a week of sick leave to be used at your discretion. So it could be you're sick or your child is sick. 11 paid holidays, employer paid insurance, long-term disability, and then of course you have all of the health and dental that's provided with minimal contribution to that. Retirement pension is available with TSP, which is the Thrift Savings Plan, and up to 6% that's given that you invest will be given back to you or met by the military or government services. If you did choose to move within this position or within this job to other positions around the world or around the United States, then CONUS, which is within the United States, it's not covered. But those relocation services outside of the United States, all of that is covered, and then you get additional amazing opportunities for benefits that come with military services outside of the United States. Some common job tasks for this job is a high degree in skill and understanding of the military community, It could not be stressed enough the necessity for an individual to really understand the unique life circumstances of the American soldier, sailor, airman, really the veteran, and not just them, but their spouses and their families, and the requirement of a lifestyle of those individuals is very unique to the military and to government service that requires individuals to do deployments, and especially these veterans that are coming back after having served in very dangerous combat situations, and then to re-enter into a family life is very difficult and very unique, and something to be understood, because family life, I myself have lived through this many times. My husband's had many very dangerous deployments with Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom, and some others as well. And reintegrating into the family, I think that this field really speaks to me, and I can empathize with other families that will have experienced these exact same issues that I have experienced. So in talking with Mr. Bradley, he could not stress enough having not just a background, but possibly have been raised within the military, had lived within the military, or just having a connection to the military with a firm and realistic understanding of those unique circumstances. He could not stress that enough, and I appreciated that. In addition to that understanding, but the application of it, therefore, would really flows into the administrative tasks and the community tasks, because it's not just within the families, but really you have to live within this lifestyle, this network, and communities that we move from base to base. There's the formal office work and the informal office work that flows into not only just the Virginia standards, but also the government facilities and agencies within the capital area. So it is unique in this particular area, because most bases you would just function within that base itself. But here in the DC area, you have to be able to network with the other facilities, like I said, with Bethesda up at Walter Reed, or Andrews Air Base, or many of the other, Fort Myer, all of the other services. Also, this job would require some psycho assessments. You need to be an expert in the field, possess and understand not just the local and regional, but the worldwide resources, because our military troops and veterans are mobile, and they're not going to be within this area all of the time, and it goes into other job tasks as well, as to educate the individual, give clinical treatment when necessary, use new and innovative methods to understand them and how they can help the soldier, as we get to know the effects that come from those dangerous jobs that they have, and how they're affecting them individually and then spilling over into their families, their children and their spouses. To also be able to take that research that you are clinically getting with these individual families, and be able to bring this to the military, so that they can take those successes and take the failures too, but also just use that research to help military families, and be able to explore those further and to pass that along, so that other clinical therapists can use them to help their clients as well. The education is exactly what I thought it would be. The requirement is a master's or doctoral degree in marriage and family therapy from the COAMFTE, lots of acronyms. The military likes acronyms, so that kind of fits in. A master's degree or a doctoral degree in marriage and family therapy from the MFT program, either regionally or regionally accredited institution, or they can hold a master's or doctoral degree in mental health fields such as psychology, psychiatric nursing, social work, licensed mental health degrees. But here in Virginia, they need to be able to meet all of those state standards as well with that particular option. And the salary for a GS11 beginning, no experience other than the minimal requirement, would be $62,236. But with just 10 years experience or more, it could go up to, and even further than, $80,912. Some general and miscellaneous information really is that there is an advantage to military spouses. That when you go in for this job application and to be considered, if there are equivalent applicants, you do receive preferential treatments. That's something that I definitely need to consider because my husband does move. We do move as a family, and it's not at our choice or discretion. It is, these are required moves. And a job that I have today, if my husband were to be reassigned, the job is lost. And so going to a new base, there is that advantage of being able to at least be competitive, coming into a new area and having no one to network with, no resources beyond just showing up and utilizing what's there. So that is a huge advantage if there is equality in skill and experience. You're not considered above, but you're just considered equal. So that's wonderful. I had a really good time just exploring all of the career options, and I really felt like this one was the best fit for me. And so I'm glad that I went ahead and pursued that, even though it was something that I had already been looking into. So it wasn't like big and new, but it certainly was informative to find some more specifics about the career field. So I thank you, and I look forward to seeing all of your videos. Bye.